Awesome. So, like Rob said, my name is Taylor Cripe, senior in Olivet Nazarene University, graduating in May, only 82 more days. I cannot wait. But just a little bit about me. I was born with a physical disability. That's my arm bent at the right angle. I have no thumb on either arm, and my life has been pretty difficult. But also, the word that I use to describe my life is the word overcomer. And so, when I was about 3 years old, I had a surgery where I had to go in and get the mouth stuff done, and the doctor never took out my retainer that was in my mouth. And I swallowed it and started choking really badly to the point where I had to go into the ICU and put on ventilators, and I could not breathe for 3 or 4 days. Well, my parents prayed a prayer to God, saying, God, if it's your will to take our son away from us, then let your will be done. And I don't know about you, but if I was a parent, that is a prayer that I don't know how I would be able to handle that. I don't know how I would get through that, but God had other plans. And a day later, God gave me the strength to cough out that retainer, and I just threw up, vomited that retainer out, and here I am, what, 18, 19 years later, alive and well. About 7 years, I was 7 years old, so in 2007, I was told that contact sports were not allowed to be played anymore because of my condition. And as a 7-year-old boy, you need to have energy. You need to do something with your life. And I wanted to meet some girls, so I had to, play some kind of sport to go meet women and get out there and have fun. And my older brother at the time was a swimmer. He's 2 years older than me. And so I jumped in the pool at the age of 7. Fast forward 4 or 5 years, I qualified for the 2012 Paralympic trials, where I swam the 400 IM, 200 IM, 50 butterfly, 50 freestyle, and 100 backstroke. That's a lot of events for a 12-year-old to swim at the highest level. I did not make the team to go to London, but 4 years later, I made the 2016 trial uh, to try to go to Rio. And so that was also another highlight that I like to talk about. Is at 16 years old, being able to go to the Olympic trial is an amazing achievement. No one can really ever say it. They've gone to the Olympic trial. And just so happens I won the 100 backstroke, my best event. So I was the national champion at 16 years old. But after Olympic trials, I did not make the team. And I started to feel really down on myself. I'm a junior in sophomore in high school, feeling really bad that I didn't make the team, didn't know what I wanted to do. And so going into, no, I was a junior at the time. Going into 2017, I did not want to swim. I did not want to do anything. I was really not in the mood for it. But my parents talked me into going back and living one more year, just finishing out high school, and then we'll get through that. And sure enough, I make the World Championship trials, and I make the World Championship team for 2017 in Mexico City, Mexico. I got to swim the 100 backstroke where I placed fourth place in the world. I was seeded ninth going into that meet, and so I worked my way up to fourth place, just missing out on winning a medal and a little bit of money that would come along with that. So that was a great accomplishment that I had. I got to swim the 50 butterfly and the 200 IM as well at that meet. I did not do very well because those are not my best events, but the 100 butterfly was my best event. Then after that meet, I decided that I need to pick where I'm going to go to college. And so I chose Olivet Nazarene University here in Illinois, where my brother was currently a junior. So I'm on a scholarship academically, athletically. As a disabled person, being on scholarship on an athletic scholarship at a college, that's one of the biggest achievements that I've ever had. I was really nervous going into college about what I wanted to do with my life, and with the background that I had, I did not know how college was going to work out, if I was going to make it through. But fast forward 4 years later, I was about to graduate with my bachelor's and hopefully have a job lined up by May. So going into college was a really rough time for me because it was all new, you know. My parents didn't go to college. My brother was in college, so I got to hang out with him and to be around him and just get to learn who I really was and what I really wanted to do. And just pray that God would lead me through it all and be able to tell me, hey, Caleb, this is the plan that I have for you. This is what I want you to do. This is how I'm going to use you in your life. 2019. So going into my sophomore year, I made the 2019 Para Pan Am Games in Lima, Peru. And so I got to fly out to Peru and swim again, the 100 backstroke, 200 IM, 50 fly, bunch of my better events. And just being able to represent the United States of America has been awesome. Well, it sounds all nice and happy, but there's something that happened last year. In September of 2021, I was at practice one day. School was just started a week ago at that time, and I was swimming butterfly, swimming in practice about a half hour in, and I heard a pop, and I heard a crack. And so I got out of the water and I just started crying, like I'm in pain. Coach comes over, says, Taylor, what's wrong? You need to go to the trainer. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to the trainer. So I grab my towel and I'm in my Speedo and I run to the trainer. We have a dress code policy here. I ignored that dress code policy and I just ran to the trainer. And after 2 days, we found out that my ball and socket in both shoulders are not connected. And then my labrum, which holds that tissue of your ball and socket, completely tore. So my shoulder and my arm are basically holding on by the string and are not really connected at this moment in my life. And so after that, it was all a blur. I got isolated for COVID from contact tracing and everything. Went back to the doctor. They said the words that I did not want to hear, that they said, we recommend that you put your career on hold or possibly even think about retirement and ending your career. And as a junior in college, coming and just qualifying for the 2020 Paralympic trials, knowing that this could be the year that I get to go to Tokyo and become a Paralympian and represent the country and my life in that way, it was horrible. I did not know if my scholarship was going to stay. I did not know what all was going to happen. And so I just trusted in God and found out that my identity has been in my swimming career for a lot of my life. And now I'm the happiest I've ever been. I cannot wait to see what God has in store for me after this year and after my career has ended. It's been a full year and I've been able to do things that I've never done before, hanging out with friends, getting to know people, and just getting ready for the next step in my life. And I have 220 applications out there in the world and all across the country at different jobs and everything like that. And really hoping to see what God has for me next. And so that's just a little bit about me. I mean, I'm open to any questions or anything that you guys have to say. Or, yeah, thank you.
Eric, if you can unmute there, please.
If there are any questions online, please let us know. You can unmute and ask if you'd like, and I don't see any in chat here. Any from the room? Got one from Rob?
So something that was interesting is I've met Caleb in the past. He's talked about the number of resumes that he has out right now as far as a high school or as far as a college senior. I wonder if you could talk about that.
Yeah, Rob Leroy asked, he knows he's met you, and I don't know if you could hear him, but he asked if, tell us about your Did you say 220?
Over 220.
Tell us a little how that came to be. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
so my older brother was a history teacher major here at Olivet, and he graduated in 2020 where COVID became a big thing. And he sent out over 100 applications to over 100 different school districts, not schools individually, but districts of schools. So I have a sport management major, so I want to work in the NFL, I want to work in the NBA, I want to do a lot of these big dreams, and so it's really hard to get into the world of professional sport. So I thought I emailed every NFL, every NBA, every MLB, and every NHL team my resume and a little bit about me personally. And so there's 32 times 4 right there. But online, on a couple of reports and a couple of other websites on Indeed and LinkedIn, I've racked up over 220 resumes, and I keep getting emails back saying, "Oh, you're not qualified," or "Oh, you're not this," or "Oh, you're not that." And every time I get an email back saying that I've been rejected, I send out at least 10 more other ones. I know that I don't like the word, "Oh, you're not qualified," or whatever, because I'm like, I don't find my qualifications here on earth. I find my qualifications in God, and I know that God's going to provide for me the best opportunity. So therefore, I'm just trying to get to know every possibility that's out there for me. And so I'm just trying to learn a little bit more about everyone and everywhere else. So that's a little bit how that came about.
I'm curious what your dream job looks like.
I would love to open a sports complex where we have football, basketball, swimming, running, and track, where as a CEO or as an owner of it, where we have coaches, we have nutritionists, we have trainers, and we have all the people necessary for those with disabilities or those with minorities and harder backgrounds where they wouldn't be able to start on their middle school or high school team and they sit on the bench and not be able to actually play, or they can come after and before school and have a club team that they can be a part of in order to be able to be the athlete, but also get that training and preparation for life after athletics. Because athletics is temporary, but you are more likely to last than your athletic or academic achievement. So we need to prepare you for what happens after your career is over.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Hey, have you, do you want to stay, you think you want to stay in the Midwest, or you're pretty well traveled? I mean, Peru and Mexico City, you want to go out and do that somewhere else, or you want to keep it around here?
I would love to end up back in Elkhart County. So if anyone has a job and they're hiring, let me know.
There you go. There you go. Awesome.
If you get my email, I'm on LinkedIn. I'm open to wherever, but also I wouldn't mind being back home because Elkhart County, there's nothing like it. The community there, as well as me and other athletes across Elkhart County in so many ways, and I would love to give back in the community.
Very cool. Very cool. Any other questions from the room or online? Awesome. And so you're scheduled to you're ready to get your degree in May?
Yep, I graduate May 7th.
Fantastic. There you go. There's your target for anyone who's got a job. Well, very cool. And I wondered, do you have any questions for us? I mean, we've got I didn't even see how many total we had online before, but we've got about 50 people in the room here. I hope at some point, if you do make it back to Elkhart County, and obviously you will, we'd love to have you come visit one of our meetings.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd love to.
Very cool. Well, awesome. Well, everybody, thanks for your attention. Everyone, a round of applause again for Caleb. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay. Hey, thanks a lot, Caleb. Thanks, Rob. Thanks, everyone who helped with the meeting today. Big hand for Cupid today. Give it up for Cupid. Got everyone in the back row still have vision. That's the big thing. That's good. No eyes put out by Cupid today. Hey, everybody, have a great rest of your Valentine's Day. Have fun, be safe, enjoy the sun. It's up there somewhere, no matter where you are, I assure you, whether you can see it or not. And go out and make our community a better place. Thanks, everybody. Rotary's adjourned.